can you tell me here for the viewers your age and what do you do for a living?
Okay, so I'm 53. I work in finance. I kind of work in commercial contracts. So I'm doing a lot of work at my desk, working through contracts, looking at numbers, trying to work out profits and losses, and working out deals. So yeah, that's what keeps me busy every day.
Great.
Yeah. So yeah, quite
Great.
long working hours.
Great. And what is your situation? What were your situation before our collaboration?
Okay, so yeah, as I say, working pretty long hours, not getting time to look after myself, trying to meet sort of pressures to engage with clients, client dinners, lots of traveling, eating out, and not really getting much time for myself. And I noticed over the last few years, I've begun to put on a lot of weight, particularly around the belly area. And I'm finding that I found that nothing really was making a difference. And I also lacked a lot of energy, particularly in the afternoons. And my default was to, get a bar of chocolate or something to boost the energy. And obviously that's counterintuitive, really. You get a short burst of energy, but it doesn't last too long. But you get into habits like that to try and keep yourself going during a long working day. Yeah, and I guess also people like my wife began to comment on how round I was getting around the belly, how my clothes weren't fitting, and I began to feel uncomfortable at business meetings, knowing that I wasn't looking after myself, and feeling like I've got to go to these meetings, I've got to impress people, but I don't look great. So
And what then you say didn't look great? What was then your motivation to seek help? To say, I mean, you can also do it alone, but like seeking the help.
Yeah. I guess a few things. I began to notice that I was putting on weight. I began to get blood tests and notice things like my cholesterol were going up. My doctor would always say, you need to lose a few pounds. I remember he said to me, "Do you have difficulty walking up hills?" And I said, "Yeah, sometimes I do." And his response was, "You should do more of that." But I realized that I needed to do a bit more. I needed to get into some sort of discipline around improving my health.
Yes, great. And what was your goal before? What did you hope to achieve from the collaboration, coaching, and what were you looking for in somebody to help you?
Okay, so what I was looking for was I wanted my main goal was to feel healthy for myself, for my family, so that I could, be a reliable person, be a happy person. I think there may be some correlation between feeling good in yourself and your weight, and so I wanted to feel better about myself. I also wanted to make sure if I was going to do anything that it would be sustainable, it would last a long time. I could get into a habit of doing something. I could walk away from any advice that I've been given and take that with me rather than have to keep going back and be told the same thing. I wanted something to sink in, to build up some habits that I myself could control. Yeah.
Right. And now we have achieved a huge amount, 15 kilograms, lost weight, a lot of centimeters in belly fat loss. What is right now the difference and how do you feel? Can you describe that? What is something right now you truly appreciate and you surprise?
A few things. One is I feel healthier, which means it's easier for me to go out and exercise, take a bike ride, or whatever at the weekends. But also, it's always been felt good to do things like exercise afterwards. But I'm finding it. I can do more and more. I can do more than I used to be able to. I can go faster. I can go longer. I'm enjoying life with the people who I exercise with, which is great. And particularly my family. My wife comes along with me, and we do a lot more things together outside, which is great. Um, yeah, and I've been able to. What's been so good about it is it hasn't taken much. There are a few steps, key steps, but they're not. They don't impact me. They don't restrict what I can do. I can easily make changes. I have easily made changes, which I can continue to do into the future. So I think my habits are a lot more healthy than they used to be, and I feel a lot better. And people seem to feel better in my company as well. So yeah, that's good.
Really interesting. And now the biggest question is, of course, do you need to work out? Did you need to work out a lot? Or was it more about eating the right thing? A lot of people think, and because I say that, they need to go to the gym, endless push-ups, endless sit-ups, have a personal trainer, need to be on a treadmill, or have to starve themselves to lose a little bit of belly fat. Did you have some sacrifice you had to make, or was it more you could just eat what you want, but still had a stabilization of just eating correct food at a good time? Can you explain that a little bit, how that was for you in your experience?
It certainly wasn't major sacrifice. I didn't really have to go to the gym twice a day and really tire myself out every day. What I've learned is that it's small changes that make a difference. So diet makes a hell of a lot of difference. So the recommendations on diet have been really instrumental in me making changes. But as a result, I'm able to do more. I want to do more. I want to do more of exercises. I want to go outside. I want to enjoy myself. I want to enjoy the company of other people while we're exercising. So I think that's been the main thing. How it's impacted my motivation. I think it's mainly from making those small changes in the diet, first of all, and then taking advantage of that weight loss to be able to do more without having to kill myself.
Right. And how would you describe the collaboration and partnership itself?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, obviously I was a bit apprehensive at the start, but I found that you asked really good questions, got me thinking. So it wasn't really about you telling me what to do, but you getting me to understand for myself what I needed to do. And I think that was the key part of it. That you weren't coming down and saying, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. You got me to work through what I needed to do. So, yeah, it's, and I also found that there was nothing too threatening about how you were suggesting, what the recommendations we came up with. Your way of dealing with people, your building up rapport, etc. It was really good for me. I felt we've built a really good relationship. And I think it really is a partnership because you're right behind me all the time, congratulating me on making changes and things like that. So it's been really good.
Right. And who would you recommend this to? For what kind of people? As yourself, you're a business person. Who would you recommend it yourself to, and what they have to expect when they go to the same experience
Yeah, I'd certainly recommend it for busy managers because it's made a difference. It's actually made a difference to my approach to work as well. I feel I can get more done. I'm more focused. It's a real benefit to the organization I work with. And I would also sort of consider whether or not this would be a good part of a leadership program or corporate team building to get your focus right on yourself That's really important in business, that you've got a balance in your life. And if you have balance, you'll do well in business as well as in your personal life. But yeah, mainly for middle management, high pressure jobs, people who are traveling a bit. Yeah.
Great. So thank you very much, Charles, for your feedback. And then